Hello everyone, I'm the Archangel Daniel, and today we're going to talk about nature of wormholes. This is important in order to understand the science that is involved in many things. For example, the miracles that we see in the Bible, all of them involved the science of wormholes and dimensions, and this is how God created everything. Starts off with wormholes. So we have a wormhole element, and influenced by gravity, in this case from God's hand, produces a wormhole. And we have the parts of the wormhole here: the wormhole entry point and the wormhole exit point. So the points to understand: wormholes are produced by an element that is influenced by gravity. Gravity is produced by an element called gravity element. Okay. Teleportation. So a wormhole produces teleportation, and the nature of teleportation. It can produce a wormhole exit point at any point in the entire universe from this location. Going through the wormhole entry point, you would arrive at that wormhole exit point 0 seconds. Okay. How it works is not through bending space and time like you see in science fiction. So distance is part of the calculation involving the wormholes regarding teleportation. Is there any examples in this universe of a wormhole within this dimension that goes across the universe? There is one example, and that is from the Sun. There are tiny wormhole entry points, and their wormhole exit points are inside the magma layer of the planet. That is how the planet's magma layer is heated, is in fact from tiny wormholes from the Sun, and the exit points are in the magma layer, which is where we get our geothermal activity from. Okay. There's another aspect of wormholes that people don't know about. This is how God survived after he was created. Wormholes can produce, as I mentioned, particles. So the influence of gravity and other forces produce a wormhole exit point which has particles. So we mention air. That is one. Another one is mana. So mana is food for the soul, and it's produced by a cluster of particles of that particular element that are grouped together, forming a biscuit, which God survived on after he'd been created. Took him a while to figure out how to make it, but it helped. When the first batch of angels were created, the Gabriels, God still had not yet created food. They had to live off solely mana, and they were still hungry and thirsty even though they had mana. So it sustains the soul. Our soul does not decay and form consuming mana. If you do not consume mana, then your soul decays over time, and you'd wind up like Satan. So Satan's original height was 3.5 feet tall, and he's now under 2 feet tall because of soul decay over time, because of no mana. But in this case, also no food or drink. He's in spiritual form. So in spiritual form, you still shrink, there's a rate of decay of soul particles, and you lose mass. Is there any example of particles in this universe from wormhole exit point? There is one. It is the host at a Catholic church during communion. It resembles mana in shape and form, but not taste. And things that we can understand about wormholes. You can teleport from one location to another and it takes 0 seconds. You can also teleport from one dimension to another. It takes 0 seconds. So, is there any example in this universe of a wormhole that teleports into another dimension? There is. Okay, so a black hole is sphere-shaped, and it is a wormhole that pulls everything within its gravity field and puts it in the former star's fuel dimension. There is one more example that we have. A star. Now, a star is where a wormhole exit point is located. So fuel from the star comes from another dimension, bigger than this universe. In the center, like a black hole, is a wormhole that has a gravity field that encompasses the entire dimension and draws all the fuel and puts it in the center of the star, where the wormhole exit point is, and then the fuel then exudes. It is compressed and exudes through holes in the star's shell, reacts to a catalyst on the surface of the star, and then combusts in the upper atmosphere of the star. So that's how a star works. We'll get into more detail on this and a picture in a later lesson. So that is a bit about wormholes. I'm the Archangel Daniel, and I'm from heaven.